Hey guys, just going to show you something good. This is I'm going to show more for Milo. I think he'd get a kick out of this. I got this many years ago when Brad was 7 or 8, maybe. Likely, yeah, maybe. Were Mom and I even married when we got this? Maybe just.
You were in the house, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, but we were in the house before we got married. Anyway, I'm going to show this to you. January 1973, SL70 112117. Looks like a motorcycle, but it's not. It's a little bit too small for a motorcycle. Hop on it for a minute, Brad. See, Brad is an average sized man. You know, 5'11", 5'10", couple 100 pounds. So you look at the size of it. You look at the size of it with him on it, and you can see that although it looks like a motorcycle, it's definitely a mini bike. Bottom out?
Quite.
No. Doesn't sound like there's any oil left in it.
Well, it cracked pretty good.
Yeah. And it's never been around. So it's 5,800 miles. Almost 5,900 miles. And the air cleaner, when I bought it, there was no air cleaner end caps. The battery even in it still?
So,
No, the wire's hanging down. So it's got the spot for the battery. It has the little lock on it for hanging your helmet. Stickers faded. I had the seat recovered years ago. A friend of the guy that I crew chiefed is modified did it for me. It's got compression, a little bit. But 1973 Honda SL70, 5,900 original miles. The original front tire, and the guy I bought it from had put a back tire on it. And the stickers are worn, but I think there's only one or two small dents in the tank on the other side. Isn't there?
yeah, there's one.
Yeah, from the reflector. One little dent, and it happens to be on the opposite side to the filler, so it's going to be... You said the cables are seized?
No, the throttle.
Oh, throttle's seized.
I'll see someone.
So, street legal. High and low beam. I was playing with it at the drag strip once with when Brad was younger. Used to take it up to the Gimli Motorsport Park where Scott raced, because that's also a drag strip. And the Saturday night I was horsing around with it, and I took it down to where the starting line for the quarter mile was, and I thought this is going to be like a 2-minute quarter mile with this thing. So I got to the starting line and put it first gear and revved the snot out of it and dumped the clutch and leaned forward. And there was so much rubber that it didn't spin the tire at all, but it had enough torque that it kicked up. And I was leaning way over, and when it kicked up, I instinctively leaned on the back brake, but not before this happened. Yep, I stuck it up, dragged the tail light, and put it back down. Very underpowered mini bike, but it still had enough power to try and flip. At that time, I was probably 225 pounds. And it still had enough power to almost put me on my ass. Anyway, this has been sitting for a long time. I've put numerous number of handles on it for the clutch or the brake, because those things break and they're cheap. Yeah, you broke a few of them. Oh, yeah. Then Larry Dodora's kids broke one or two and didn't tell me. And then one year they were using it after I told them all I wanted to know was, tell me so I could fix it for the next time, eh? And they took it out and played with it and brought it back, so they were done for the day. Never said a thing, and they didn't come and ask for it the next day, and of course I was racing, so I didn't have much time. So at the end of the day, I thought I would load it up. And it was muddy. And every one of those veins was packed full of mud. So it was drying out, so I kicked the mud off. Scraped it off the best I could, because we carried it in the back of the Suburban. Went to kick it over, and it was locked solid. They filled it up playing in the mud, seized it up, and never told me. So I had to put a piston, set of rings in it, redid the valves, and since I had that on, and I honed the cylinder, just deglazed it, put a new drive sprocket on it, new chain. It ran good until we stopped using it. Because you used to drive it around the yard here.
Take it back behind the lagoon too. There's a track back there.
Yeah.
Cool, Chris.
Yeah.
Tapsica.
So it hasn't been run for what, 20 years?
It's probably getting close, yeah.
Yeah. You were probably mid-teens?
No, I was almost 16 when we moved out here, 15 and a half.
Right. So yeah, probably 10 or 15 years. So there you have it, Milo, a 1973 Honda. Got a lot of miles on it. Got the 3-setting rear shocks on it even, or the rear springs. And of course, because being an adult and I was using it as a pit bike, I cranked it up to the highest setting. But it was, a lot of fun. Brad got to play with it, and then we got busy with life and hockey and that, so AG and Kyle never got the benefit of playing with it when they were growing up. Now it needs to be restored. Well, the front fender I had to take off and beat it senseless because it was mangled. Hey?
Numerous times.
Numerous times. Never really from us, though. It would get bent a little bit, but not when I bought it. It was really bad.
All right. Didn't I mangle it once?
Yeah. You kind of curled the nose under a bit on something. It needs tires. Needs a battery. Needs fuel lines.
Doing Sika.
Needs lots of goodies. So, for some reason today I just don't feel up to doing a really good narration on this, or I would. So you're just going to have to take it for what it is, because my brain isn't working well today. Once again, 1973 Honda SL70. Looks like that trailing arm on the back is bent again too. That was bent when I bought it and I had to take it off and straighten it in a press.
Tune into the next episode of My Dad's a Hoarder, and I'm not cleaning up after him when he croaks.